Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Solo Leveling Rise Black Thunder here. So before we jump onto the main video, let's cover this quickly. As you know that Netmarble Creator Plus program is going on. You can support me for free codes. Like shout out to all the supporters as always. I'm really grateful for your support. And we have one active code right now. And we are getting a code real soon. I already submitted the mission. So if you wish to support me, the link is in description. And also if you cannot support any creator because the Netmarble site doesn't work in your region, or due to network issues, so you just have to copy paste the codes from my Discord channel, the loose codes channel, and claim the rewards. The link is also in description for my Discord channel. So coming back to the main video, so this will be all about the Overseer Forbidden Library. Like I'm deciding to make 4 parts of this, so this will be the first part to tell you what mistakes you have to avoid and all the tips and tricks, so you can get at least 18 hunters to 341k CP. Like some basic tricks which you might not know, and that might help you, and also how I rotate my hunters and what is my mindset during the battles, because there are 12 stages and they are no joke, like the main boss challenges. And seeing all the levels, you have to build your hunters accordingly. And I'll tell you like which hunters I choose and how do you choose them, and how the rules of the Forbidden Library also apply to all of your hunters, the protagonist. So if you see Forbidden Library, you can see I already cleared it 100%. And if you see the stages, so there are 12 stages, like you can see, and there are 3 main bosses. And if you wish to enter, you need at least 18 hunters. That should be at least 341k CP. Like below that much CP, they won't be even registered or let participate alone in the Forbidden Library. So you have to build a ton of hunters. Like for whales, it is pretty easy, but for dolphin, even like me, it is pretty hard because you have to change around the artifacts and cores, and you get the point. I even have to give some 8 and hunter weapons like Mune weapon to Limb just to gain more power. So you can understand you have to do everything that you can just to make 18 hunters to let alone participate in the Forbidden Library. And one more thing, how you can take advantage of these demo hunters. Like my Malin is really high CP. So what you can do, you can switch to demo version and instead give all the artifacts of Malin and her weapon and codes to other hunters. So that will give you one additional hunter. Similar is the case with Reed, though Reed deals a huge amount of damage if you build him right in the Forbidden Library. But if you don't have them or have him A2 or A3, so you can choose the demo version and then you can give all his artifacts to another hunter just to make him 341k CP. Because trust me, each and every hunter matters, that's why. And you can see these 3 are the bosses like Vulcan, Deimos, and Cargill Boy. And if we see the rules, just let me find it because I'm not getting the rules. So all of the hunters share equal strength and weakness. I'll tell you what that means. And you can see like overload damage is increased and crit damage, just like simulation buffs. And each protagonist have like 2 relevance. You can think of it like energy. I'll tell you ahead in the video. And we have 2 types of hunters, like one are protagonists which fight, and which are the candidates which will be like later added. Now this is the thing I was talking about, like sharing same strength and weakness, all the elements. So you can see when I hit with Reed, so all 3 overload gauges are charging up. Like I think that SL Prey of the Week stacks is not only for fire but all the 3 elements. I can be wrong, but at least for the overload phase, it is same for all the 3 elements. You can see now you can hit him with water or dark, they will hit the same as hard as fire. Like I don't know, it was mentioned in the rules earlier that all the elements share common strength and weakness. I couldn't find it, but if it that the case, then all the buffs that Malin provide will apply to like dark and fire. And similar is the case, like you are kind of using one single element with all the buffs and debuffs. Like fire damage taken increases there the 60 stacks, and you get the point. Like Siorin buff is also there, the elemental stacks which stacks up to 10, though I could be wrong about this, and it is only applied to the overload phase. Like you saw Christopher Reed charging all the 3 overload gauges. Now let me show you what I did to make 18 hunters 341k CP. Like what you can do, though you have to make like really good 3 hunters which will help you in the end battle. I'll show you why. Like you'll see here all of my hunters, like mainly you have to give them 50% crit rate and 200% ish around like crit hit damage. You'll see like all of the stats maintain that. No doubt if their defense, attack, or HP are low enough, I just try to maintain that. And on breakers it doesn't matter much, though breakers like Star can be used as semi DPS by using like armed and obsidian. Now let me show you their cores, because what you can do, like the high build hunters which are like high passives and high enough power already, you can give them level 10 cores like this, my mini. And some might not even have the cores because they are already high power enough. So you can see Or what you can even do, like giving without any enhanced artifacts to high CP hunters just to get the buffs of that whole artifact, like 8 piece or 4 piece. And you can give the enhanced or the enchanted artifacts to low rank hunters or the low CP hunters just to get more power. And about the plot twist, it comes every one time before the main boss stage, like before Kargalgan, before Vulcan, and before Deimos. So you will get this plot twist 3 times. So I always chose the relevance one just to get more points on Reed, because Reed carried me through the whole library. So if you have such hunter, then I'll suggest doing that. Like I'll choose Reed every single time. Like I managed to increase his relevance by 3 times, so I can use him like 3 times more as compared to the other hunters. And this was before the Vulcan fight, because like I said, by going into the final stages you need a hell lot of power. I'll tell you why. So again I chose Reed. And about the stats which they show in the end, so my Reed did 5 billion damage among all the hunters and he was top 1. And this was before the Deimos fight, so again I chose one more point for my Reed just to like revive him, because most of my DPS were like outpowered because they were low CP or they were out of relevance. So I have to save them. Like Fern, I have to save her for the end fight too. Now on to the main thing, how to proceed with this. So if you can see, there are 12 stages. So every hunter has 2 relevance. So you have to use 6 breakers, 6 support units, and at least 6 DPS, or you can use even more DPS in place of like more support units, because support doesn't matter much, only breaker and DPS matters. So if I switch to fire, water, and dark, which are the 3 elements for the library, so you can see there is Yuki, then there is Sioran, Esil, Emma, Stark, and Lim. These are the breakers that I'm using. If you don't have them, you can even use like SR hunters like Anna Ruiz, or there is one more which does heavy breaks, and you can even use Siojiu, though she's reset, and also Harper is there. Like main thing is I'm out of upgrading materials, that's why. Like I can even make more breakers, but this time I had more breakers in the end as compared to DPS. And for the DPS there is Fern. You can even use Christopher Reid, he is really good. And Stark also act as semi DPS. If you give him arm plus obsidian, he also does like massive damage. Then there is Vetcha, obviously. Minnie is there, Yusoyun is there, though she is A3, and Charlotte is also there. And surprisingly, that Kanai also dealt a lot of damage with the help of SL Pre of the weak stacks, and Shuhua was also there to help me. As for the supports, there is only Malin, Gina, and Ayla, so not that great of supports. We are lacking supports. You can even use Bora as a support by giving full like blessing just to gain more power, and Choi is also there. Though I'll suggest using Curse and Obsidian on him just to deal more damage, but still he's trash. Now for the hunters, I'll suggest using your mid or the low build hunters in the start. I'll tell you why. Like these are all the 18 hunters that I managed to like make. It took me 30-40 minutes just to like swap all the artifacts and building some cores. Like I was totally out of the upgrading material by the time I was done with like these 18 hunters. So I'll start with like one breaker, one support unit. You can even use the demo hunters just to clear the first initial stages because they are low powered, and one DPS obviously. Like if you cannot break the gauge, you won't even deal any damage unless you are into overload state. But that also increases the damage of read only, not that great of buffs for the DPS. And why I'm saying this, because see the first stage, this is the first stage of Survey, and see the power requirement, it is only 1.29. That's why I'm suggesting to use the mid build hunters or the low CP hunters, because now let me show you the requirement for the Deimos fight. Now you will see that it rose up to 1.6 million something. So I was thinking of using Harper because of the Tenderizer debuff, which increases the damage of the ultimate, because Fern is damage dealing and she scales off kind of ultimate, and same is the case with Reed. So I thought why not use Harper because of such Tenderizer debuff on the boss. But now, as you can see, I'm in red CP because they don't have the cores. The cores were with the mid build or the low CP hunters. So I thought, like, why not switch to Siorin because she has more power as compared to Harper. So once I switch to her, then I'll be in white. And then when you are in white, so your stats won't be nerfed, so you can deal enough damage. So these are all the tips and tricks and the like mistakes that you can avoid to go into the overseer library. As I said, this is just part one. In part two, we will cover all the battles and my like rotation of the hunters and selection till the Kargil fight. And if you are new to the channel, do hit that like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time in the part two. Till then, take care.